Hello and welcome to Bridge to Change podcast. My name is Catherine Paulson, CMO of Bridgemark Strategies, a nationally recognized industry-leading financial advisor recruiting and consulting firm. Today, I am speaking with Senior Vice President Troy Simmons. How are you, Troy?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself, Catherine?
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. Troy, would you mind giving us a little bit of your background and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So
Great.
I started out in the financial services actually in the mid 90s as a junior advisor after getting my Series 7. But it's interesting, from the very beginning of my financial career as an advisor, I always had a passion to become a wholesaler. I was in my very first meeting. I saw the wholesaler. I said, that's what I really want to do. So 3 years later, I was able to get my first wholesaling opportunity as a mutual fund wholesaler. Worked with that company for a few years, and then I transitioned actually into annuity wholesaling. And I did that for about 7.5 years and kind of worked my way up the ladder, became a divisional manager, senior vice president. At the time, I was working for Allstate. And then after the financial crisis, unfortunately, our entire division, shut down as a result of the financial crisis. However, I picked up another wholesaling job and did that for the next 3 years, actually 2 years after that. And then I moved over into Nationwide in 2011. When I started my career at Nationwide, I was a national presenter, and I would go around and I would do presentations on retirement topics like Social Security, Medicare, long-term care, things like that. I would talk to financial advisors. I would also talk to their clients as well as people in the public and private sector retirement plans. And then kind of went full circle and returned to wholesaling, decided I wanted to get off the road and return to wholesaling at the end of my career at Nationwide before joining Bridgemark just recently in September.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that, Troy. Troy, will you let us know how you help advisors today in your role with Bridgemark?
I guess I'd answer that question this way. I was extremely excited to join Bridgemark, and really it's because maybe some of you know who Jeff Nash is on the call. Jeff Nash is the co-founder of Bridgemark Strategies, and Jeff and I had a lot of conversations over the summer about me potentially joining the team. And the thing that I really liked, and the thing that really stood out for me, is the process of how it works at Bridgemark Strategies. And what I mean by that, I made a conscious decision that I wanted to kind of change course in my career, but I wanted to continue to stay in financial services and also to continue to help advisors. With Bridgemark Strategies, what's nice about it, we are not recruiters. We are actually advisor consultants. And the big difference between the two is really simple. A recruiter generally works for one firm, maybe two, maybe three at the most, and they're trying to get an advisor to come and work for one of those firms, if not that single firm. At Bridgemark Strategies, we actually are on the advisor side of the table. We work with advisors to kind of understand all the different options that are out there and available. We've researched over 200 different companies. We have broker-dealer agreements and other agreements with over 130 different firms out there. So we have a lot of different solutions that are going to meet a lot of different needs. So I look at it this way. Would you buy a house without using a realtor, right? Of course you wouldn't. I wouldn't want to just drive around going door to door with, I see a for sale sign and knock on their door and say, hey, I want to find out more about your house. Instead of wasting my time doing that, I would hire a realtor. I would let them know that I'm looking for 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and a pool in the back. That realtor is going to go out and find those homes that meet my criteria. And then, of course, I'm going to go ahead and look at each of those homes and kind of kick the tires, figure out which one makes the most sense. Well, that's exactly what I do for financial advisors. That is how I help financial advisors in the process. Is I'm going to save you time, I'm going to save you money and a lot of effort and frustration. We're going to narrow that search down for you, and we're going to find a solution that works best for the advisor.
Thank you so much for that, Troy. That's fantastic. It really sounds like your expertise and your passion for financial advisors really fit well together, from your past experiences. Will you talk a little bit about how you're bringing those into your role now and how you're helping advisors. It sounds like it's a really nice balance in terms of what you're doing.
Yes. And you know what? That's a great question. I look at it this way. I feel that the last 25 plus years in financial services have brought me to a place right now where I can be of much value, because I understand from a financial advisor standpoint, you know, how that role is, and working with advisors as a wholesaler for a number of years. I can't tell you how many advisors came to me and said, Troy, what do you know about this firm? What do you know about that firm? When you can take all those attributes that I've kind of, had over the 25 years, I think I have a lot of experience, which brings us to today. And I just feel like it was kind of a culmination, right? All of these years in financial services is a culmination that I can be absolutely prepared and ready to help those advisors as they go through transition. And that could mean, you know, maybe buying a practice, selling a practice, changing broker dealers, becoming an RIA, merging in with another company. So that's the other thing I like about it. Bridgemark offers so much in terms of what we can do for the financial advisors. And I have a lot of resources and a lot of networks just across the country, as I've worked in many different places, of people that are helping me, find the people that are doing those searches. So it's been a great, really, connection for me. And I'm excited about Bridgemark Strategies.
It really sounds like it. Thank you so much for your time, Troy, and sharing some thoughts with us today.
Thank you.